Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another, well, I was going to say walk, but I'm most definitely not on a walk. I'm on a ride, ladies and gentlemen.
A little bit more than walking pace.
Yes, hello Julia.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, I'm just following you around.
Oh, good for you. We're on a ride. We're on the trailer on the back of Victoria.
I noticed.
I mean, you
Almost
noticed.
immediately.
Yes. Look at this. Victoria is a traction engine. How exciting. And we're going to meet the owner of the traction engine, Wendy Wakelin, who has been viewing our videos and our live shows for some time. Oh, we're going through some woods here. It's all very exciting, isn't it?
Onto the road.
Onto the road.
Woohoo!
Have you I will get it out. Have you ever been on a traction, on the trailer on the traction engine
I
before?
don't think I ever have.
So this is a noisy beggar, isn't it?
Yep, just how I like them.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder if I can stand up and see a bit more of the rear end of the traction engine. Hold on a minute, I'm going to experiment. Yeah, getting a lot of smoke in my face. I'll come back down.
Back to the safety of the seat.
What do you think of the smoke?
It's awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
It's just a certain feel that you get when you smell it, you know.
On the other side of us, we have Wendy. Let's have a quick chat to her as we drive along.
Yes.
Hello, Wendy.
Hello.
So this is your traction engine?
It is, yeah.
Your husband is driving, or what is he doing?
Husband's driving on the left. He does like backs and forwards and the braking. And on the right is Kev, and he's our steersman for the day.
So one drives and one steers?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. The driver puts the water and the coal on as well. And the steersman is also, they put the block down for the brake as well.
Gosh. Oh, the block down after you've stopped?
Yeah, once you stop we put a block, because we don't really have any brakes.
Oh,
so
how do you slow down then?
You've got on the side there, on the left hand side, there is what we call like a parking brake. So you put that on, but it will slow down. It's just like a band that goes around the wheel.
Oh, I see.
It just gets tighter and tighter, so it slows you down. And if you pull back on the reversing lever, that also takes the steam away, so you slow down that way as well. I'm Wendy Wakelin, and I and my husband are the proud owners of Victoria Empress of India behind me. I was born into a family that used to do lots of steam rallies. We didn't have steam engines, but we had old motorbikes, cars, stationary engines, and we had friends who had steam engines. So that's where my love of steam engines come from, really. Peter Fagg was the previous owner, and he suggested that he was going to sell Victoria, and my husband disappeared with him for the afternoon and come back and said, can we buy Victoria? And my initial answer was, and a few minutes later, yes.
I'm Lloyd Wakelin, husband of Wendy Wakelin, and together we own Victoria, the traction engine. My great-great-grandfather, Walter Seward, purchased Victoria brand new in 1886 to run a threshing and haulage business in Petersfield. She worked until 1933, then she was laid up in a yard in Petersfield from about 1969-70, and when my great-grandfather passed away, everything was sold off. And then in 2002 we had the opportunity to buy her back after getting in contact with the previous owner in about 1996.
Sitting next to you is your son.
Yeah, my youngest son.
Harry.
Yep.
Hello, Harry.
Hello.
Have you driven?
I haven't driven her yet, but I have steered her.
You've steered her.
Yeah.
What's it like?
Well, on a field, easy, you just go along, but on a road, it's a bit more different because it's quite large.
It is quite large, but it's flatter on a field, on a road.
Yes, it's a lot smoother.
Yes.
But you then got to worry about other cars and things. But on a field, it's a lot more fun because you get to do whatever you want.
As far as going along the road, we can do about, if we're lucky, 16 miles on a boiler and tender full of water. Every 12 miles, however, we have to stop and oil up because the oil just gets thrown out everywhere. So all the joints, all the motion work, all the wheels, all the bearings need to have oil put into them every 12 miles on the road. It takes about 10-15 minutes, and that's an opportunity then to just check the fire, make sure we've got enough water in there, and also top up the tender potentially with water.
It has changed our life. Everything we do, everywhere we go, every road we drive, it is everything is to do with Victoria. It's just, yeah, our whole life revolves around Victoria. But we do lots of events, little events around. We try and do some charity events. It's always nice to take it to a charity event, which is what we're going to do tomorrow. We do a few steam rallies. We take her to schools. We do all sorts of nice little events where you don't really see steam engines.
Well, at the very front, your son, little
Yep.
Elijah, I think is mesmerised,
He's in his element.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me go and have a word with him.
Go on then.
See what he thinks. Elijah, what do you think?
Awesome!
Awesome!
And bumpy.
Are you happy?
Yes, and it's really bumpy.
It's really bumpy, isn't it? Wow, look at that.
And there's a lot of steam.
Do you like the smell?
Yeah. And it's not go quite fast, but it is fast.
It's not too fast, is it?
Yeah.
Luckily.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit back down. So I should say we're in Hampshire and we're in Greatham, I think Wendy said to us earlier. It looks like we're heading back towards Liss,
Yeah.
where I was born, ladies and gentlemen, many years ago. Not that many years
Not
ago.
that many moons.
No, I heard that laugh. Wendy, what do people think of you when you're driving on the roads?
You generally get quite a good reception. Most people wave or smile, or a lot of people take photos.
Yes, I bet they do.
You do get the odd one or two that's not so happy, but most of the time.
People behind you, perhaps.
Yeah, well, we pull over. If we get a queue behind us, we pull over and let them all by. My children, when we first had her, we used to obviously read all the Thomas stories and things, but they wanted a book on a traction engine, and we just couldn't find any on traction engines. So on a scrap of paper, I wrote the first book, Victoria's Busy Day, and I used to read that to the children, and the grandparents used to read it to them. And then after a few weeks, they were a little bit bored with that story. So I wrote another one called Pop Comes to Seawards Yard, and we used to read that. And as the kids grew, obviously we'd forgotten about the bit of paper. We put it in a box, and I didn't really think about it again until a few years ago. We went into Victoria's box. We got a whole load of boxes that we keep our stuff in, and our friend Kev, he said, you ought to see if you can get it published. So I'm like, I don't think so. I just wrote it for my children. But we did. We put it together, got it illustrated, and as they say, yeah, that's right, rest is history.
We've had an amazing ride on an amazing traction engine, to get my words out
Get your
correctly.
teeth in.
Yes, they're in. What did you think?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Shall we walk around the thing as we
Yeah.
do this? Yes. So I had to jump off, obviously, because I had to do a little bit of filming and what have you.
Yeah.
But you didn't. It's
No.
quite bumpy though.
It was a bit bumpy, a little bit on the
turbulent.
side, but just it's fantastic. Just the smell of the steam coming over your face, and a little bit schmutty now.
Smutty? You're always smutty, Julia.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Let's.
I feel like I probably have a Dalmatian face.
Yeah, that's true.
Lots of smudgy black bits.
Absolutely. And what's the woman who is not Elvira?
Oh no, Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil. That's it. Yeah, I feel like that. Well, I think we better say goodbye to this wonderful engine.
Yep. Just getting a cover put on.
Yes, because they've got an event here tomorrow at this wonderful farmhouse behind us, which is amazing. So, thank you, Victoria.
Cheers, Victoria.
We've loved every last moment of it. Yeah, don't touch it because you'll
fantastic.
burn your fingers.
It's nice and cosy though. I'm just going to stand
Oh yeah,
here,
I think
snuggle up
so.
against the wall.
Oh no, look, you'll get
No, it's
wrapped
gonna
up.
get covered.
Yeah, and you'll be stuck there for tomorrow. Look at these guys working away ever so hard. Thank you, chaps.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Gosh, so Julia,
Richard.
I don't actually know where we are, and I don't actually know how we're getting home.
This is a good point.
Could you take us back? Do you mind? Could you get it up again? We'll have to sleep underneath the trailer.
Yeah, at least we'll be warm and
Yeah,
cozy
come
over
on.
there.
I'm going to get down under here.
Watch your head.
Oh well.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, wake
See you in
us
the
up.
morning.
Cup of tea at about 7 o'clock would do. Mind you, Julia likes a nice lie-in. Well, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the next one. Until then,
Ciao for now.
ciao for now.
TTFN.
Right, you can take first watch.
All right,
I'm
then.
having a snooze.
Okay. Sleep tight.
Yeah, night night.